Yankee Shots, despite the increased difficulty with it being a vertical pass scheme, over 2/3 of them wind up as successful. So here are two examples, two different patterns, same concept group, same drive, both resulted in explosive completions with different methodologies. So first one is a double poster in our vernacular with our deep cross. So Yankee Shots all incorporate a deep cross. Now, other designs have another deep cross, but usually you like to see that deep cross and a post coming against the grain. It's really meant to create a conflict point for back end defenders on whether to come up to stop the cross or to sit back and take away the home run ball. So, crosses, by default, pretty good beaters against single high coverages, and 13.2% of Alabama's passing game used orbit motion, and more than double the next closest offense in line. So you can see this orbit motion where this guy's going behind the backfield. That will tip the defense down into a single high coverage. So with single high, you're going to have your two deep posts occupying these two deep defenders, and with your cross going the other way, well, unless one of these underneath defenders sinks and sits into that void, it's going to be pretty wide open. Of course, we have a little bit of a play fake that further entice them up, and a little bit of a potential outlet that keeps him up as opposed to sinking back into that void where Forstall gets that ball there. But you can see with these guys bailing, and this flank defender, he's a little too late to recognize that cross coming over top to rob it. And there you go. Fairly simple design from the beginning with the safety coming down and occupying these two guys deep. We're just, orchestrating that high-low type of read. So a few plays later, again, we're motioning in pre-snap this time and letting him settle for this trips bunch formation. 35% of Alabama's offense used pre-snap motion. Again, most in the SEC. So this trips bunch formation has signified the north-south run scheme duo. So it plays into that idea. Defense is expecting something this way. Well, what do we do as an offense? Well, not only do we fake like it's a run towards the other side of the center, so the weak side that gets these guys a little extra jumpy, it is too deep, and so we're going to use our deep cross this time to occupy the safeties and win deep. So we have our under-over cross, backside dig, pretty basic combo in this offense. It was featured on, about 6%, only targeted a little less than 3% in our sample. But it's a general technique when you get two high coverages, opposite cross, as opposed to continuing on your vertical to the outside. You want to do a peak post where you look inside a little bit, because the only way to destroy the flood is for the defense to head it off at the pass. And if they do that, well, that will then leave their back end a little bit more vulnerable. So play action pulls in the guys, again, and the cross is going through the areas in which they vacate, which then makes the safeties have to try and play up at that. And since this defender is giving up inside integrity, that's what we're just going to take and go inside. And even though it's going to be a fairly good rep from our backside corner trying to get over top and provide help, even though his safeties are not in position, John Mechie comes down with the explosive and contested catch. So 68% success rate, very, very impressive considering its difficulty, and it finished among this offense's top yardage gainers as well.